Hey, Wonder Shop fans everywhere. Walkers, fans of Rodimus Prime, or Cogs, fan of the old War Machine. Bienvenue, welcome, hello. It's War Machine M.J. doing a piss-poor version of preview. As you can see, this isn't the lovely Wonder Shop Studios. This is what can you call this aside from my room? This is the Sanctum Sanctorum for me. This is where I get all the editing done, and where all my sleep like the dead happens. So, yeah. Just a quick little bit about this. This is our 3-show preview. Now, me and Rodimus, we shot a version of this, but for some reason it got corrupted, which it really pissed me off. But this is a new show by myself, so we're going to tackle through this. Now, I'm going to be doing the previews of ROH's Final Battle, NXT Takeover London, and WWE's TLC, which is Sunday. Now, this is Saturday night, early Sunday morning. So, I got Rodimus's cards here. I got my Attack on Titan mug with code red, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, first up on the preview show is Ring of Honor Final Battle 2015. It's going to be held at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For those of you who are wrestling history buffs, this is the original site of ECW. You know, the most famous venue for ECW. Now, given that this is a short show, I'm not going to ramble. I'm just going to get to the broad stroke matches. I don't know that much about Final Battle, so, or Ring of Honor for that matter. Some of these names just sound so familiar. Anyway, first match. Dalton Castle versus Silas Young. Rodimus has picked Dalton Castle. Next match. A 6-man tag team match. Alex Shelley and ACH with Matt Sydal versus The Addiction, of the team of Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, along with Chris Sabin. Rodimus has picked Alex Shelley, ACH, and Matt Sydal. The 3-way tag team match, #1 contendership for the ROH Tag Team Championship, is the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks versus the All Night Express. Rodimus has picked the Young Bucks. So, in case you're wondering, I'm just bulleting through these. I'm not worried about, the words that appear here or here. So, please deal with me. This is under pressure, so, yeah. Next match, Moose versus Michael Elgin. Rodimus picks Moose. Next match, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. Old Roddy Dotty's got Kyle O'Reilly. 6th match is for the World Television Championship. It's Bobby Fish versus the incumbent Roderick Strong. Rodimus has picked Roderick Strong, to retain. And you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and shut off my cable box since I keep paying attention to it. Next match, Bob Evans versus, I shit you not, this guy's name is Cheeseburger. And Rodimus picks Cheeseburger for the win. Next match, for the ROH World Tag Team title, it's The Kingdom defending against War Machine, no relation. No relation to me, in case you couldn't guess. And the final match on the card, for the ROH World Championship, it's going to be the phenomenal one, AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal. Now, this match depends on if AJ Styles will compete. He suffered from a herniated disc a couple of months ago. He's been in tremendous pain ever since, so, who knows how this turns out. But if this match does come about, it will decide the main event for Wrestle Kingdom 10, or at least ROH's involvement in Wrestle Kingdom 10. If not, this will be replaced with a triple threat match. Alright, so that's ROH Final Battle. Next up is NXT Takeover London. It's going to be held in the Wembley Arena in London, England. Now, for all you fans of NXT out there, here's a good one. And you guys might know this. If you don't, come on, you should have known this by now. It's going to be the return of Sami Zayn, who we haven't seen since Kevin Owens put him out in NXT. It's going to be great to see Sami Zayn come back. You know, he's already come back with the buzz cut, like yours truly. But yeah, NXT Takeover London. First up is Asuka versus Emma. We at the shop, we like Asuka. She's beautiful, dangerous, and has that the 1,000 Death Omen smile, which you see her grin. That is 1,001 Death Omens coming at you. So she is the grinning Shinigami Asuka. Pick her to win. Next match is a grudge match: Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. Quick rundown of their rivalry. A couple of weeks back, it was a Battle Royale #1 contendership for the NXT World Championship, or the NXT Championship. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews were the last two in. Apollo Crews kicked out Corbin, won it all, and the following week, Finn Balor defended against Apollo Crews. The match was great until Baron Corbin came in and interrupted the match, costing Apollo Crews the match. So now this rivalry's come about, and since then we've seen a mean streak come from Apollo Crews. So we pick Apollo Crews to beat Corbin. Next match is for the NXT Tag Team Championships. It's going to be the Mechanics, Dash and Dawson, defending against Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Now, it's no secret that Rodimus practically adores Enzo and Cass. I've started to come around to them. You know, they're still not yet there for me, but I think they've got me sold after their real promo that they've cut, you know, on this past Wednesday. But yeah, we got Enzo and Cass to be the new tag team champions. Now the next match is going to be for the NXT Women's Championship. It's Bayley. You know, it's Bayley defending against Nia Jax. Now, this might be a rebranded gimmick. You know, TNA pulled the same thing a couple of years back. Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong, but I think this will be just a bit better. I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes out. Bayley's definitely got a tough test ahead of her, so we're picking Bayley. And the final match is for the NXT Championship. It's going to be Finn Balor defending against Samoa Joe. Now, this rivalry also came about because, well, actually it goes back a little bit further than the #1 contendership Battle Royale. See, back when the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic was, starting up, Joe agreed to tag with Finn Balor in the tournament under the premise that Joe gets first crack at the title. And, Finn was ready to give it to him, but William Regal, the GM, said, no, we're going to have everybody compete for it. It's going to be a #1 contendership, over-the-top Battle Royale, which Samoa Joe was in the last three with Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin kicked him out. Threw him over the top rope. And, didn't think much of Joe. Then next week came about, or the championship week came about, after Baron Corbin had taken out Crews and done a little bit of damage to Finn Balor. Joe basically put a little bit of hurting on Finn Balor. And the weeks past that, all we've seen out of Joe and Balor is Balor being put out by the Coquina Clutch, or the Taz Mission. You know, the rear naked choke. So, old Finn's going to need to pull out more than just his sweet-ass jacket. I mean, that jacket is bombing, but the demon is what he needs to defeat Joe. So, we're picking Finn Balor to win. Now, on to the turd of all three of these cards. It's WWE TLC, tables, ladders, chairs, oh my, only on the WWE Network. It's happening this Sunday. It's going to be held in the TD Garden in Boston, Mass. You know, right there in Sasha Banks' hometown. So, and this is going to be the turd in the punch bowl of the whole video. So, you know, if you don't care about the WWE product and you're here for ROH and NXT, we just ask that you skip to the end after we get through with the main event. So please bear with us, or bear with me. I guess us fits right, since, you know, I got a clusterfuck of voices in my head. Anyway, yeah, I'm unstable. First match, Ryback versus Rusev. You know, we're going to Ryback on this one. There's not really much to say. This match was predictable, but hey, half this damn card is predictable. Match number 2 is a chairs match for the WWE United States Championship. Alberto Del Rio defending against Jack Swagger. Now, talking with Rodimus Monday night, you know, just chatting back and forth. This was a couple of weeks back. I actually predicted this match would come about. A chairs match between the two for the title. And, god damn it, somebody better pick up that phone, because I called it. I mean, good God, did I call it. Really not much going here. I mean, Alberto Del Rio, you know, he can put on better matches. Jack Swagger's he's just kind of there with his lisp. But, you know, I told Rodimus this could be a dark horse match, so anything goes. Rodimus picks Alberto Del Rio. I'm picking Jack Swagger. I'm picking, you know, good old jerk Swagger, you know, we the people. Next match is a 8-man tag team elimination tables match. I almost said chambers. It's going to be the Wyatt family. Harper, Rowan, Strowman, Bray Wyatt, versus the ECW originals, the Dudley Boys, Tommy the Dreammaker, and Why Am I Still Here, Rhino. Yeah, honestly, they had nothing else to do with Rhino. He just wasn't cutting it with the younger talent in NXT, and now he's here, and now he's not quite cutting it with anybody else. So, personally, it's about time that they put the Dudleys in a tables match, because, you know, that's pretty much the whole tease since the Dudleys have been announced. Yeah, we're going to give them their tables gimmick, all this good shit, but we're not going to put them in a tables match. They even did the stupid save the tables bit with New Day. Just, oh God. Anyway, you know, Rodimus picks the Wyatt family to win. I'm actually going to go with the ECW originals, because this is their backyard. I mean, so yeah. Match number 4 for the WWE Divas Championship. It's going to be Charlotte defending against Paige. Now, you know, not a lot to say about this match. The Divas matches have been kind of piss poor. And I mean, I'm not just talking about titles. All their matches have been piss poor. And I don't blame them. I blame WWE. I blame, you know, their writing staff, whoever, you know, writes this stuff, writes the spots, all of that. I blame them for that. But we're going to go ahead and call Charlotte for this, but we also said in the shop that we wouldn't be surprised if Becky Lynch got involved. So, yeah, we're picking Charlotte. Now the next match is the triple threat ladder match for the WWE Tag Team titles. It's going to be the New Day versus the Usos versus the Lucha Dragons. I mean, this could be good. But there's not really much I can say about this because it's WWE. It's their main product. It's supposed to be, the flagship, but it's, while, NXT's over there carrying the torch like, the main roster should, but it isn't. However, it's got potential. All these matches on the card have potential. Some more than others, but, again, it's the writing. It's just, wow. A sip of freedom in every whatever. I screwed up my own catchphrase with that. But we're picking the Lucha Dragons to win. It's about time that the Dragons got their dues. The Usos, I just prefer to keep them out of the tag team spotlight for a while. I mean, they just got back and now they're catapulted into a tag team championship. Put someone else who's more deserving there. For Christ's sake, put primetime players back into the fold. They're a great source of PR. New Day, I mean, their gimmick is selling very well. So, there's no problems with them there. So yeah, we're picking the Lucha Dragons to become the new champions. Now, before I get into the last two matches, it's time for another installment of War Machine's Requiem. Go ahead and pull out my phone. Set the timer. Alright, timer's already set from when we did this earlier, so all I gotta do is press play. So 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Alright, this episode of War Machine Requiem, I'm talking about old Vinnie Mac, Vince McMahon. He's pretty much the one responsible for letting the product go to hell. I mean, okay. When Monday Night Raw first started up, everything was okay. I mean, you had some decent wrestlers coming out of the woodwork, You had Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, you had the good ones. Then when that era faded, it was the era of the ridiculously cheesy characters, They were cheesy, they were stupid, They didn't make a lot of sense. They didn't get over really well, or when they sold, they were just gimmicks. That's all they were. Then came the Attitude Era, where WWE pushed the envelope as far as they could go, and they got success out of it. But, you'd think after all this time Vince would just hang it up, since, Raw viewership is going down the toilet, and everybody's flocking to the competition. They're flocking to watch the competition now that, TNA is still barely holding on their new channel, Pop TV. ROH has moved to Comet TV, whatever the hell that is. Let's see, what else? People are gearing up for Lucha Underground. The trailer for Season 2 just came out, and we're hyped. The shop is hyped for it. Then you got, people are still going to pay to watch the network, but just for NXT. I mean, the pay-per-views aren't even selling anymore. They're just falling out. I'm rambling. Back to my point. Vinnie Mac should just pass it on. Should just walk away, let Triple H have the reins. Triple H has already proven that he can run, a section of WWE. Look at NXT. Putting on some damn clinics. I mean, wow. What the hell, man? And, Rodimus opened up our eyes to this. It's the greatest sense of irony. Vince McMahon doesn't like wrestling, but he's in the wrestling business. What the fuck? And to top it all off, we're in the era of, fans voice their opinions for a lot of stuff, you know. TV shows, you know, all this crap that's going on where, you know, people are getting feedback from the fans. And, you know, for WWE, they're advertising that. But instead, you're going to get whatever Vince wants. Vince wants to see two dogs, you know, just like fucking palling around with a, you know, tennis ball. You're going to get that, whether you want it or not, you know. That's not what it is. People are going to stop paying for your product if you're going to give that. They're paying for your product. Give them bang for their buck where they want to come back. It's simple business. Supply and demand. They demand something good, you supply it. You supply them with something crap, demanding their money. They're not going to supply the money. They're not going to demand more of what you're selling. So, in closing, Vince McMahon is the reason why it's tanking, and he should just, you know, take his ball, go home, and, you know, pass the business on. Because, I mean, what he did worked back then, but it's not working now. I get they're trying to stay PG. That's understandable, especially with all these, you know, concussion lawsuits running around rampant, all that. But it's time he passes the mantle on and just, you know, sits on his fortune. All right. So, you know, that's the end of another War Machine Requiem. I'll see you guys next time with whatever I feel like talking about. Anyway, back to the preview. The sixth match is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And I think this is going to be match of the night, if they play this just right. It's going to be Kevin Owens defending against the Looney Bin Dean Ambrose. By the way, Dean Ambrose for Prez, 2016. Make wrestling good again. Make wrestling great again. No more suits, no more ties. Replace Michael Cole with a fish tank. Please. He has the personality of dishwater. Jesus. Anyway, if they play this right, now they've already screwed up. They've already missed a big opportunity. They could have had this go Extreme Rules, or, you know, put in some sort of, you know, no disqualification stipulation. And I would have looked forward to this match. But now it's just a regular match, so waste of Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. But we're picking Dean Ambrose to be the new Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. And the final match, the main event, is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the big picture, in a TLC match. It's going to be Shane Must We Care about this? Versus the Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman. So, like Bret Hart said himself, Roman Reigns is just a product of bad booking. Like, that's his only curse. Is, you know, he's booked bad. Personally, I think they should give up on Reigns right now. I mean, Vince is trying to push Reigns upon us, you know, and it's not working. The crowd still hates him. The crowd treats him like shit. I mean, I don't treat him like shit. I say now is not his time. His time will come, but not now. I feel like for the championship, they need to bring in somebody who's naturally liked, like, say, Dean Ambrose. I mean, Dean Ambrose, all he has to do is show up on the TV and the fans lose their mind. Roman Reigns shows up on TV and people are like, it's not the worst guy that could show up. Shit. But, Sheamus doing this whole Sheamus 515, you know, it's really stupid. I mean, not only is it disrespectful to Stone Cold, or else I feel it's disrespectful to Stone Cold, I also feel like it's disrespectful to Owen Hart, because, I mean, he pulled the same gimmick, except for it was a little bit more believable, you know. Owen Hart beats Stone Cold beats Owen Hart, but, you know, he's gone for a while, you know, because he got pile drove on his neck. And Owen Hart comes out there with a t-shirt that says, Owen 315, I just broke your neck. He sold it. That's what catapulted him into a great villain role, or a great heel role. And now Sheamus doing this, it just feels like they're kicking around old ideas. So, they could have done something better. But, whatever. We're picking Roman Reigns to win, be the new champion. Or regain championship status. We've hit the end of the stinker. This is the end of the preview. Closing time. Time to shut this down. A taste of freedom in every sip. This Recon Ops mug. There we go. I got it right. Anyway. Plug party. Go check out Sarah Dorkopia. Go check out Devin Cooks. Go check out our tag team. You know us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You better be subscribed to our channel if you're watching this video. If not, come on. We just ask that you view our stuff, subscribe. You don't even have to watch our stuff. Just subscribe or voice an input or something. After we put out our reviews of all three of these shows, review of Final Battle just depends on Ron Mrs. work schedule. We're going to be taking a brief hiatus, to enjoy the holidays. We're going to come back to you in 2016 with a new episode of Ranting with Rodmus. It's not a 0.5 episode. This is going to be a legitimate, solid episode. I believe we're at episode 5 now. However, there is going to be a 0.5 episode for December. I've already got that. Just waiting for the right time. Let's see what else. To find us on, gaming stuff. First off, find Malcolm on the PlayStation 4, M. Robson 2, all caps. The old Stalker Station 4. You can find Josh, Pockets on Xbox 360 or Xbox One. He's Wonder Pockets. You can find me now on the Xbox One, still Pwn Chop 135. And just look forward to these events because Ring of Honor happens Friday, December 18th on War Machine Day. Yes, that is my birthday. I'm not going to play coy with that. I call it War Machine Day because it's my birthday. I turn the big 2-3 next Friday. Then there's Takeover London, which happens December 16th on the network. That's on a Wednesday. It's going to be coming at here in the States at 3 Eastern. So for us at the shop, it's going to be coming 2 Central. But I'm going to be punching the clock that day, or at least I predict that I am. So, And of course, you got TLC, which is later today. This is recorded at almost 2 a.m. I'm missing Toonami for this, but I don't care. It's One Piece. I can ignore it. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we're going to see you guys in 2016 with a new Ranting with the Romans. However, we are going to still have these previews, these 3 previews. This is the preview, stupid. We're going to have the reviews. I need sleep, so yeah. So with that being said, I'm War Machine M.J. and we'll see you guys next time. Have a Merry Christmas. And you're free to interpret that anyway. I'm just going to say Merry Christmas because that's why I celebrate. Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a great War Machine Day. See you guys later.